And then we get to, of course, what everybody is talking about these days is erectile dysfunction. And it is a problem not just for older men, but it is a problem for younger men as well. Again, you have to look at what are the issues, what is really causing or contributing to the difficulty in being able to maintain and sustain an erection. Is it psychological? Is it because of various different medications that you're taking? Is there nerve damage? Is it symptomatic, perhaps, of something that's going on in your heart where the circulation is not reaching the penis? I mean, again, for men, you need to have a very, very thorough urological examination, and don't let your urologist tell you, as one urologist recently told a 69-year-old patient of mine, forget it. You're too old. You're 69. You know, your time has passed. No, your time has not passed. And there are a variety of different things that you can try with your partner to be able to alleviate and deal pretty effectively with erectile dysfunction. And we all know about Cialis, and we all know about Viagra and Levitra. And very often, you have to try different things and really, really try not to get discouraged. Some people will try one drug and they will find it's ineffective and they give up. So, you know, you have to find your own particular cocktail. And then there are injections. And again, initially, when men are thinking about putting needles in their penis, they get a little bit freaked out, but it can be an extremely effective way to deal with erectile dysfunction. And then you have the penis pump, and you have an automatic pump where you're absolutely guaranteed of instant erections. So when there are issues, as difficult as it is for people to talk about sex and to talk about a lot of other things as well, you don't want to give up. You want to keep trying. You want to stay in the match. I'm a tennis player, so you don't want to just walk off the court in the middle of the match, because there are always options. Maybe there isn't the perfect option. Maybe you're not going to have that same sizzle that you had when you were 20 or 30, although I'll tell you, I have an 80-year-old patient, and she says that her orgasms and her desire is as great, if not greater today, than it was when she was much younger. So it's not about giving up. It's about trying to figure out what's going on and dealing with the issues as best as possible. Now, men will ask me all the time, all right, so what do women really want sexually? Now, you know that for us, it's the emotional connection. And I coined a term a number of years ago called emotional foreplay. And men know what that is. And women know what that is too. And it can begin in the kitchen with the hug, with the kiss. I really appreciate. Can I help you fold the laundry? Something as mundane as that. Can I help you put the kids to bed? I mean, this is the way for the majority of women to feel close, to feel emotionally intimate, and then have it translate into sex. And I know that guys, many guys and men are very different when it comes to that. But men, you really do need to pay attention, so that if you want to have more sex, you have to think about giving and expressing a lot more emotional intimacy. But emotional intimacy is not enough. And when I'm working with couples, and I do a lot of marital therapy and I do a lot of sex therapy, I'll say to couples all the time, how much time do you spend on foreplay? Let's assume the relationship is in a good place and there's emotional intimacy, and the woman will look at the man and the man will look at the woman, and they'll laugh and they'll say, well, like 5 minutes? Now hear this, man, all right? We women, the majority of women, really require between 15 and 20 minutes of stimulation, all right? So it's not just kissing, and it's not just a touch on the breast or, you know, a touch in the genital area. We need to be touched physically so that we're able to get to a very high level of arousal before we're ready for intercourse. So that's just the way it is. Now, I know as men get older, they too need a lot more direct stimulation to their penis and to their genitals, all right? So if you're just doing sort of a hit and a miss, and sometimes quickies are really fun, but again, if you're in a long-term relationship, you need to take the time. And that is something that is very, very important to remember. And talking about time, everybody's busy. We're running in 1,000 different directions. Everything is scheduled. And if you don't make the time for sex, you'll find that weeks and months and sometimes even years can go by, and it's like, oh my God, what happened? And one of the things that I really, really recommend is dates for sex. Do you remember when you were dating and you would look forward to that Tuesday night or Saturday night, and you'd go out for dinner, and then you could just think about what wonderful it was going to be to have sex, to make love with your partner? And I find personally that anticipating having sex with my husband on a particular day, you get all kind of ready for it. And I'm not suggesting that everything has to be scheduled, but sometimes if we don't schedule it, it can just go on and on and on. And it's like, what happened? What actually happened to our sex lives? And then the other thing that people will say to me, well, it gets so routine. I've been married, or I've been in this relationship with this person for all these years, and we want to sort of jazz things up a little bit. Again, you want to communicate this. You know, your person and your partner is not a mind reader, so that if you want to try something different, if you want to watch movies, if you want to introduce some sex toys, assuming that both people are comfortable, and that's really, really key. I mean, if one person is not, forget it, it's not going to happen. But to be able to say, you know, how about, what if we were to try this? What if we were to try that? What if we were to do it in a different room? What if we were to do it at a different time? And it can be fun, and that's one of the things that we want to have, is really more fun in our relationships and more fun in our sex lives. So kind of to recap, I mean, I'm throwing a lot of different information, you know, at you, but again, you want to make sure that you're in a good place. You want to make sure that your relationship is in a good place. You want to ensure that the medications and the alcohol and different substances that you may be using are not interfering with your ability to enjoy sex. You want to make sure that if there is a medical issue, okay, that you're going to find a doctor who's going to take the time, who's going to care, and who knows, and who's going to take the time and help you go through the various different stages that you need to go through in order to be able to find a pretty good solution. Maybe you're not going to find the perfect solution, but you certainly don't have to give up sex or give up that part of your life because there are some issues or some challenges. You want to make sure that you take the time. You want to make sure, again, particularly for women, that there is a lot of emotional foreplay that's going on in your relationship. You don't want to get boring, and you don't want to be bored, so you're going to have to do something about it. It doesn't just happen by osmosis or by itself. And, you know, again, when I see people in their 80s and even people in their 90s who are still able to enjoy sex, I mean, that makes me feel, I want to be like my 92-year-old patient who up until very recently, when she had a heart attack, was sexually active. It adds so much to our life, the quality of our life and the quality of our relationships. So again, if you want to find out more about how to put the sizzle in your sex life, you can contact me directly on my askbeatty.com website. That's BEATTY.com. And in closing, I really, really believe that we're never too old and it's never too late to really have great sex. So thanks so much for watching, and enjoy, and take care of business, and take care of your sex life, and have fun. Thank you.